Let your eyes close, and let the room grow soft and far away. Tonight, I want to tell you about a place that isn't quite a place, a sea that isn't quite a sea, the strange and beautiful and dangerous ocean that lies just beneath everything that is real. In the Imperium, they have many names for it. The Empyrean, the Sea of Souls, the Immaterium. But most simply, they call it the Warp. Don't be afraid of it tonight. We are only going to drift across its surface, gently, the way you might float on calm water under the stars. So breathe out, and let us go down, beneath the world. Everything you can see and touch, the stars, the worlds, your own hands, all of it belongs to what the Imperium calls the Materium, the material universe, the realm of solid things. But beneath it, around it, woven all the way through it, there is another realm entirely, a dimension of pure energy, where the ordinary laws of distance and time simply do not apply. This is the warp, and it is not made of matter at all. It is made of something far stranger. It is made of thought, of feeling, of soul. Imagine that every emotion ever felt by every living thing, every flash of anger, every moment of hope, every quiet sorrow, every burst of joy. Imagine that none of it ever truly fades. Imagine it all flows outward, like rain falling into a hidden ocean, gathering and swirling and glowing in the dark beneath the world. That ocean is the warp, a vast, restless sea made of the feelings of every soul that has ever lived, forever rising and falling like a tide that never stops. It is, in its way, the most alive thing in all of creation, and it is the reason the Imperium can exist at all. For here is the wonderful, terrible secret of the warp. Because distance means nothing there, a ship that dips down beneath reality into that glowing ocean can cross in days a gulf of stars that light itself would take 10,000 years to cross. The warp is the only road. It is the only way the million worlds of mankind can ever touch one another at all. Without it, every human world would drift forever alone in the cold and the silent dark, and there would be no Imperium, only scattered candles, too far apart to ever see one another's light. So the great ships of the Imperium lower themselves into that sea again and again and sail across it, and then rise back up into the real, on the far side of the galaxy. It is a kind of miracle, a way to make 100,000-year journey in the space of a long sleep. But the sea is not calm, and it is not empty. The warp has weather of a kind, and its weather is made of emotion. When the living galaxy is at peace, the sea is gentle, and ships pass over it with ease. But when great pain comes, when worlds burn, when billions feel terror or rage all at once, the sea rises into storms, vast tempests of raw feeling that can swallow a ship whole, or scatter it across 10,000 years, or fling it back into reality long before it ever set out. A ship that sails into a warp storm may never be seen again. Or it may return, changed, and there is one storm that never ends, a great and ancient wound in the galaxy where the warp and the real have torn together and never healed, a place of endless tempest the Imperium calls the Eye of Terror. But we will not go near it tonight. Tonight the sea is calm and the stars are kind, and we are in no hurry at all. How does any ship cross such a sea without losing its way? It follows a light. Far away, on ancient Terra, the dying emperor pours out his vast mind as a single beacon, shining up through the warp like a lighthouse on a stormy shore. They call it the Astronomicon. And gifted souls aboard each ship, the navigators, born with a third eye that can gaze into the Immaterium without going mad. They steer by that distant light, holding their course across the screaming dark. It is the Emperor's light, 10,000 years old, that keeps the ships of mankind from being lost forever beneath the world. One frail beacon, holding a million worlds together. There is something comforting in that, isn't there? The idea that no matter how dark the sea, how wild the storm, there is always one steady light far away that will guide you home. Now, I will speak softly of this, for it is the deep part of the sea, and I do not wish to trouble your rest. Because the warp is made of feeling, the strongest feelings of all, gathered over countless ages, have slowly stirred themselves into something that almost seems Awake! The Imperium calls these the powers of chaos. They are not gods, though they wear the masks of gods. They are more like great currents in the ocean, one born of all the galaxy's rage, one of all its sorrow and decay, one of its restless hope and scheming, one of its endless desire. They are the sea, dreaming of itself, and they are dangerous because they are always reaching gently toward the warm and waking world, looking for a door, a moment of weakness, a whispered temptation, a heart that wants too much. This is why the Imperium fears the warp so deeply, why it watches its psychers so closely, why faith and discipline and the Emperor's light matter so much. The sea is beautiful, but you must never, ever forget that it is deep. But you are safe on the shore tonight. You are only listening to the tide from a long way off. Let it be a sound that soothes you, not one that frightens you, the slow, eternal breathing of the deepest ocean there is. So let us rise now, gently, back up out of the deep, up through the glowing currents, up past the distant storms, up toward the single steady light, and out, at last, into the calm and the quiet of the waking stars. The sea is below us still. It always will be, forever rising and falling with the feelings of every living soul, including just now the slow and peaceful ebb of yours. So let your own tide go out. Let every thought you are still holding flow softly down into that endless ocean and drift away and be carried off into the dark. You do not need to keep any of them tonight. Let the great sea hold them for you, and follow the one quiet light all the way down, into sleep. The Emperor protects, the light still shines. Rest now, and sleep well.